I think you also kind of touched upon one thing that I wanted to ask you specifically on your ESOP scheme, because like you mentioned, it's very employee friendly. You mentioned about a few parameters, like the exercisability extended, plus the kind of quantum. I think you have also said you have a good pool size to actually reward. This goes back to your people first kind of a policy. So yeah, feel free to add any other indicators. Maybe Vivek, you can also jump in here. And I also wanted to talk about your buyback program next. But feel free to add anything on your ESOP policy. Also from the context that a lot of first-time founders listen to this, and sometimes they are clueless as to what ESOPs are. How do I need to really look at pool size? What is vesting? What is so? Anything else you want to add, Nimisha, Vivek, on this?
So just particularly on the ESOP policy,
Yes. Yeah.
what we currently do, and probably share that, and maybe it could just be a sharing of practice. So like I said, we have a generous pool allocation. What we also do is that it's a very transparent scheme, in the sense that we would, unlike some other organizations who would only allocate ESOPs, to a certain level of employees, probably the senior leadership or the middle management and over. We, as a policy, give out ESOPs to all of our employees, all of them, irrespective of level, grade, and the job type, function. And that is also a fixed percentage of their CTC. So it's not like if you are joining at a lower grade, you will be given a lower percentage as ESOP, as a percentage of your CTC, the ESOP will be lower for you. It's a fixed percentage given to everybody. So we want it to be a very fair and transparent process, and wherein nobody feels like they've been undercharged in that sense. Also, we use platforms like Qapita to make them see how their ESOP valuation changes once the company raises more funds, and basically grows. So it's all very transparent. It's for everybody to see, and like I said, we truly want them to be partners in our growth, and on the philosophy of doing ESOPs like this is basis this ideology.
Wonderful. So great. I think three things you touched upon. One is keeping it inclusive. You kind of also the quantum wise, I guess. And third is obviously engagement and communication. So thanks for choosing Capita as well. And I hope your employees will see that their wealth accrual happening on the system as well. A good way to communicate. So I want to touch upon the buyback program now, because what really caught my attention is I have not heard of any company doing a buyback program so early in their career. I mean, so early in their journey, right? You are a company born, I think, literally out of the pandemic in the 2 years, and you are already announced your first ESOP buyback program. So my first question, actually, to both of you in a way is, why did you decide to do it so early? And do you want to share any details of the program? What was the response like, and things like that?
You know, when we think about ESOPs again, right? The general perception of ESOP is that it's a tool which helps you with employee retention, and that's true, right? There's nothing wrong in it. Also, it's
Right.
a tool which helps you build in long-term wealth. Again, a true fact. But um, we have seen enough examples that sometimes it is only a paper wealth which is there. You're not able to realize that capital, right? It's not a short term capital which is coming into your bank account, right? You're not seeing the real capital here. For us, it was important. It's important to give our employees opportunity so that they can make a long term wealth. They can see uh, large sum of money converting via their ESOPs converting into millions of dollars. But it's also important to give them visibility that it's not something which is on paper only. It's something which you can exercise, you can actually withdraw, and this money can reflect in your bank account, right? So it's a short
Right.
term capital gain as well for you if you want to exercise it. And the second idea was that because we are growing X and X percentage year on year, and now the journey is the company is moving really, really fast. Why not, when we are raising a funding round, or when we are raising a uh, raising capital to build grip, uh, and take grip on a next level, why not our employees, right? Why don't we think about doing an ESOP program for them? Why not even think about making a program which is more frequent, right? It should not be a time bound thing that if the IPO will happen, then only you can encash the benefits of it. It should not be like that, right? What I'm seeing in the market, and just coming from your last question, is if you look at the announcement which Udan did very, very recently, right? They're now looking at zero cliff period. I barely know few startups which are doing zero cliff periods. It's generally 1 year or 2 year cliff period with your ESOPs and their vesting, right? How good this is for the ecosystem, how good this is for the employees, right? They'll feel so connected to the company because they'll be able to see the growth of the company, they'll be able to see the growth of their monetary benefits in their bank accounts. So that was the ideology behind doing the ESOP buyback. Nimisha, please feel free to add into this.
Yes, thanks, Vivek. I think when summarized in that sense, just to add to that, it is also to give employees a sense of freedom. So it's not that we give you some ESOPs on paper and we decide what you do with them when you do, because it's yours, right? And I think giving them that sense of freedom, that in case you want to encash them now, that option is available. In case you want to wait it out in the grow in value and then encash it, that's always there. So when we say that we are a people first organization, everything we do has to be with the intention of keeping people as our at the forefront of everything. And I think, like Vivek said, this should not just be capital on paper and say, wait for us to grow to an X size before we start, giving you these options. We believe in the company, our people believe in the company, we know we'll do well, and hence it's open for everybody to exercise at any point in time in that sense. Also, you also mentioned about what was the response. So I think people were very excited that we had actually come up with something like this. So from an intention point of view, they really appreciated our intention around it. The uptake wasn't that much, which is a good thing for us because that just shows that a lot of our employees do believe in us, and they think that grip will grow to bigger size, and then probably this is something they would want to encash, and they want to grow with the firm. So I think them not exercising it too much was also very encouraging for us.
Right. I think very few instances in life where partial success also is a double success, I would say. So I think you can call this, and I'm seeing this as a pattern which also just talks about the maturity of us as an ecosystem, and specifically you as a company, that people want to stay invested. After all, that is also an investment, right? It's not so wonderful to hear all of this. So thanks for generously sharing, because it also goes a long way in communicating these things to the ecosystem, and who knows, many founders will actually emulate some of what you guys have done.